And we're back with another topic for today. I'm Lauren.
Coach Kyle.
And we are the coaches at TeamCosmicBodies. And today we're going to be going over meal plan versus flexible dieting. And meal plan.
No, it's fine. Meal plan versus flexible dieting. So maybe we'll go over like the pros and cons between the meal plan and the flexible dieting.
Yeah.
Because it might not be what you think. I mean, we'll see. But we're going to start with like basics, and then we'll get into like more advanced side of things. We understand that some of you are like general pop clients that like don't compete, and then some of you are competitors, and that obviously changes things as well. Mm-hmm. So let's go into the pros behind meal plan. What's the pros?
I think the pro of a meal plan is that us coaches know exactly what you're intaking every day. We know exactly what you're eating. We have control over the carb source you are eating, the protein.
It's predictable and consistent.
Yeah, I mean, I do make some meal plans for my clients sometimes when they need it, but I'm very, very personal within the meal plan. I don't do these cookie cutter meal plans where you see that a lot of the time, where a coach is sending the same plan to every single person.
Let's stay on topic. The pros of meal plans would be the consistency behind it, the predictability. Yeah. We're not registered dietitians, so we don't like to give meal plans that much because there is a lot of preferences based on it. You can look at people's blood work and give them nutrients based off that data. Yeah, I mean, if you don't like asparagus, why would I make you eat asparagus, right? So that's the issue. Anyway, the pros, I would just say, would be consistency.
Consistency, yeah.
It's easy to follow. I tell you to weigh this out raw or weigh it out cooked and tell you exactly what to make.
There's no thinking involved.
Yeah. That's the pro, is that it's really consistent. I guess with the negatives would be that...
Sorry, I keep saying negatives. Yeah, negatives, you're not learning anything from the meal plan.
You can learn some, but the negatives would be it's not preference. So it's like, hey, I don't like Brussels sprouts, stop making me eat it. Another thing would be, the preferences behind it. And also maybe you're doing a meal plan for a long time and then you start getting allergic reactions to certain foods or sensitivity to certain foods, or maybe your gut health is off because all you eat is the same foods. It's actually really important to have variety of veg and fruit. So plant, and animal products, such as salmon versus steak, right? Like having these varieties of nutrients coming in and different vegetables and fruit. So
yeah, that's really good. And then, so a con, restriction. I think the con is the mindset side of things with the restriction. Because maybe it's like you're feeling really good in like the first week, you're nailing it, you're motivated, and then it's like the second week and you're like, oh, I have to eat the same thing again. I really want a piece of chocolate, but I can't have it. And then it's like, what are you supposed to do when you're done with your cut or you're done with the meal plan? So you finish the goal, you lost the 10 pounds or the 15 pounds, and now what do? Do you go back on a meal plan again? So you kind of get maybe lost on like what to eat and how much to eat, and then you've just been restricted for so long from not having cereal or chocolate or an Oreo or whatever it may be, that you just kind of binge eat because it's been so long. And that's why I don't really like meal plans, to be honest with you. I think the biggest thing is just the mindset restriction part of it, because we can't be on a meal plan for the rest of our lives. And we here teach longevity within this, and sustainability and maintaining here.
And then the difference so we went over the pros and the cons of a meal plan, and if you're a competitor, you might actually want to do a meal plan because it does take some of the thinking out of it. It's a lot more predictable. You're not it's really consistent, so we're like able to measure some of the biofeedback. We're able to measure like your weight and like how the pictures look, and like this is a short competition prep of 12 to 20 something weeks or whatever, and so that specific time yeah, a meal plan can help competitors, especially as you get really close to the show. It is really predictable and consistent. So meal plans, I think, are kind of better for competitors. But then again, going back to the mindset stuff, if you're on a meal plan the whole time, so it's more of like an advanced thing. It's like when you get really advanced, you might actually want the meal plan compared to when you're first starting out. Or maybe you first start out with a meal plan, then you move to flexible dieting, then you go back to the meal plan, because it is predictable.
I'm actually going to tell you guys at the end of this, after we talk about flexible dieting, and then I'm going to open up actually on my personal experience between it.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it has changed a lot, and I want to open up about that, and I will at the end here. Can I talk about that at the end? My experience?
But yeah, anyway.
So let's go into flexible dieting.
Okay, yeah. Flexible dieting, the pros would be that it is a little bit more flexible. So flexible dieting would be like if it fits your macros, it doesn't matter like what type of food you eat. All that matters is like the amount of food you eat for your goals and body composition. So it's calories and macronutrients are going to be, and the numbers you hit are going to be all that matter. And so you can fit in, if it fits your macros, right? You can fit in that chocolate, you can fit in cereal, you can fit in different foods into your diet, and so it's less restrictive, and then you have less reason to binge because you're not restricting chocolate. You're able to fit it in, but you're not eating a lot. You're still like just eating a little bit just to help yourself be like, oh, that was nice. I got a little bit of chocolate late at night, and help me fit I can fit ice cream in and still get leaner. Holy crap,
Yeah, and those are the pros. I mean, obviously, when it comes to flexible dieting, in contest prep, I do like a 90% like whole food, maybe 10% processed or whatever. When I'm just doing like a lifestyle cut or just in my improvement season in general, yeah, I'm more like 80% whole food, 20% eating out maybe here and there and fitting in processed
You
stuff.
learn a lot about what's in food. Right, like even off the top of my head, if you asked me how much of calories and macros are in certain foods, I probably could tell you because I've looked on the back of the packaging. I've really done this for a while. That it does become second nature and a lot easier. Also, when you go down into a cut and then you're coming out of a cut and you're eating more calories, you're able to just kind of like be a critical thinker and get yourself out of that hole. And even in a gaining phase, even in a lifestyle maintenance phase, a general population type of client, you're able to fit in foods, that slice or two of pizza at the pizza party that you're at for your kid. And then you're able to go home and be like, okay, I can, eat this. I'm gonna eat some, oatmeal and whey protein, and you can still not just like starve yourself for the rest of the night because you had pizza. It's like you can fit these things in based off your calories. So it's really flexible, even not just with the cutting, but also the gaining that you won't put on excess body fat or feel bad. Like sometimes people have like 2 slices of pizza and they're like, oh, my diet's over. My whole day is effed. I might as well just eat 10 slices. And it's like, no, you can go home and still hit your calorie goals. And
Yeah, I mean, flexible dieting saved my life. I have always been like really into having a good physique ever since I was young. I've been so into nutrition. I've been so into like working out and fitness, and there was a time where I got really lost in terms of nutrition. I was just like, what do I eat? How much do I eat? And I can't eat that processed food. It's going to ruin my physique. I can't eat that pizza. It's going to ruin my physique. I can't go get Chipotle or whatever. But then I found flexible dieting. Kyle introduced it to me, and seriously, it saved my life.
This is like 2013.
I was like, wow, I can eat this amount of calories and still maintain my body and reach my goals. I can eat 300 grams of carbs, and I can have that cereal and that bagel and not let it saved my life, honestly here. So that's why I really love the flexible dieting. But so I guess we can go over some cons of the flexible dieting.
Yeah,
I think the con maybe you can get like fitting in too much processed stuff. You don't want to fit in like too much processed things. That's where the flexible dieting gets like a bad name, is you can't hit the bodybuilding stage and fit in these processed things. You're not going to look the part up there. lie. You will look the part up there. I've done it. I've done flexible dieting my whole freaking entire life. I've fit in chocolate. I've fit in ice cream.
You're going back to the pros. The cons would just be that it can be overdone, right? Like if you're just trying to fit in too much of these goodies and this and that when you're cutting, right? And you have to be really specific with the amount of food, like especially when calories get low, it can, a lot of times those processed foods are estimated. So if you're doing flexible dieting and you're eating really low calorie, the calories are just off and they're wrong. So it's better to fit whole foods in. They're a lot more predictable, a lot more consistent. It'll help your digestion. It'll help like nutrients. So like that can be it's overdrawn where people are like eating too much crap because they can, and they gotta forget about they kind of forgot about like the whole foods and the health and the nutrients behind some of these foods and like fueling yourself and feeling good. Like your microbiome would feel healthier once you get different types of fruits and vegetables in, and it's like your second brain down there in your stomach. You know, it can help with depression. It can help with a lot of things. So I think that's the biggest thing with the flexible dieting. It can be overdrawn, as well as once you get really low into calories, it's less predictable, and you want to be eating, you know, still variety, but you might have to dial it in on eating more whole foods when you get more specific.
Yeah, I think the biggest con that I do see with the whole flexible dieting thing is, you know, on Instagram, there's a lot of companies out there that are that make food. They make like peanut butter,
brownies.
They make brownies, they make peanut butters, they make popcorns, they make chips and protein chips and pancake mixes and all of this crazy stuff because of flexible dieting. But you just can't trust it, you know? You just really cannot trust the labels on that type of stuff.
When you're trying to be super specific and on point, and it's like, you know, it also depends on how much you can eat. You know, like if you have a bigger cushion of calories, so if you're like a woman or even a man who can eat a ton of food, well then you probably could do different things with your diet compared to someone that's really strict and eat, you know, 1,300 calories. And like once you get below 1,500 calories, I do think it's one of those things where you should do what she said, like 90-10 rule, 80-20 rule, and get more specific.
I want to open up about my experience now. Okay, so with my experience with it all, okay, so my first ever contest prep, 2015, I did flexible dieting. I was allowing, you know, all things. I had a lot of fun with it all. I was adding, you know, I was having a lot of fun with it all, with adding processed things, and I still got to the stage. I still looked incredible and whatnot. And then, yeah, I did it. I hit the stage or whatever. So then 2017, I still did the flexible dieting thing, but then I became very, very food focused with the flexible dieting. Like I remember I started hoarding macros at the end of the day, just so I can eat more at the end of the day. And then I remember just like really trying to like get the most out of my macros. Like I would be in the kitchen for so long,
sounds like fun, yeah.
Just like really trying to get the most out of my macros. Doing like big cauliflower bowls with tons of veggies and volumizing, doing pita bread wraps, mixing concoctions with different sauces. And so I became very obsessed. I became very, very food focused with it. That's what my 2017 experience was with it. Okay, now we're moving on to 2019. This time around, doing my competition prep, I was like, I didn't care about getting the most out of my macros. I was just like, I need food to fuel myself, to get a really good workout in, and I just took all of that, like making the most out of my macros. And honestly, I had like a way better prep in 2019. I was like in the kitchen less. I wasn't even food focused. I had a really, really good post-show experience too. So now as I'm getting like more advanced in this sport, I just realized there's no point in trying to volumize my food so much, because you're gonna be hungry anyway. Like, you're gonna be hungry anyway. It's just like, it's a part of dieting. So I can't be afraid of having that hungry feeling, because whether I eat the big voluminous thing or I eat my whole food meal that maybe is just some sweet potato and some chicken or whatever,
But less volume.
yeah, I'm still gonna feel good. Like, it's just the same.
This
It's
is
like,
something we've seen a lot. Like you spending more time in the kitchen than you need. You're
just the food focus.
You're so food focused that you're actually hungrier in the end. The more advanced you get, the more bro you might become. The more simple, the less time you want to spend in the kitchen. The more you prepare beforehand. Maybe you plug it into your MyFitnessPal, or you're not even using MyFitnessPal, right? It's like you're just like so in tune with your body at that point, and you know you're gonna be hungry no matter what, and you want to spend the least amount of time in the kitchen as possible. You go in there, know exactly what you're gonna weigh out and cook, or you already have it cooked beforehand, and you get out. And yeah, you might throw in a salad here and there or some vegetables, but you're not going to overdo it, because it will start affecting digestion. It will start affecting you mentally. So in the end, in the grand scheme of things, flexible dieting is probably more so a better thing to do in the off season, or if you're a general pop client. And then you can use flexible dieting within a prep for competitors, but you do want to start getting a little bit more specific and still have some variety of fruits and vegetables in, but you do start dialing it in. Don't get over, have some volume, but don't overdo it with the volume. Watch yourself on the food focus. Watch yourself. Make sure you're not watching YouTube videos of people eating crazy food or treats. It's just not helping in the long run. I think that's
because hey, like, you're getting lean here, and sometimes when you're getting leaner, your body really does change a little bit within, like, just like your gut and your digestion, and you don't want to walk around all day feeling bloated. Like, that's not fun. I mean, you don't want to walk around all day looking at your physique and be like, oh, I look so like bloated, and then your workout sucks because you ate this crazy thing before you went and trained. And for me personally, when I'm in contest prep, like, I want to feel energized. I want to feel good. I want to feel tight when I'm in the gym. Like, that motivates me.
You've been dieting on more food every time we compete, and as she's gotten more specific and more bro. And you think about it, it's a lot of these macros are completely off on the processed side of things. So if you're trying to do these crazy breads, these crazy pita wraps, these crazy non-animal product proteins, which I understand why some people are doing that, but it has a lot of sodium and processed, the macros are wrong. But if you have a potato here and it's raw potato and you weigh it, or if you weigh a piece of broccoli raw, it's just really exact. You weigh that.
Yeah.
So if you're on less than 1,500 calories and you're not dropping weight, or you're on 1,200 calories and you're not dropping weight, and you're eating a bunch of crap food, you could be eating 1,600 calories for all I know.
We have some people drop sometimes a lot of weight during peak week. And we're just like, whoa, like, you just dropped
or
5.
the last few weeks of prep once they clean it up.
Yeah, you're dropping so much all of a sudden, and it's literally just like, just because we're very serious when we're getting down a show. We want this predictable look, water, sodium, everything needs to be on point. And then it's like, whoa, like, you just dropped like all of this weight all of a sudden. It's just, that's what I'm saying. Cool. So I think we pretty much hit the topic here. Meal plan versus flexible dieting. Me, I do a combination of both. When I'm contest prep and when I'm in my off season. I'm not a big foodie anymore.
And I don't make her a meal plan for her. I mean, I give her suggestions, but she fits in what she likes to eat, and we get a variety of fruit and vegetables in. But for the most part, she is eating similar things in a contest prep, and then she'll have more fun not in a contest prep.
Yeah.
And still like if it's your macros in the off season. So that's like the simple way to say it. But anyway, we'll leave that there. And yeah, like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you want to see as well. We're gonna have some other videos on this team page.